And Eddie McGuire going to join us too. Damo wants...
this could be his moment.
It might be exactly what he needs.
The thing he needs to get back into
reinvigorate
form.
him, exactly right. And, of course, a much better setup we've got in here today too, Spud, of course, because we've got the beautiful Rosie looking after the buttons rather than fat golf bag stealing Tim. So everything's tickety-boo in here as we're about to have a look at last night's game. But before we do, Gaz?
Oh, yeah, Twitter's got a lot of advice. It's gone nuts, so we love getting them, and we'll try and give them as much as we can. Nick Cook reckons Warriors done a Jack Anthony. We'll talk about that game very, very shortly.
He got subbed out last night.
We've got Adam Weeks. He reckons you're a bit like Brian Lake at Sourpuss, put a stinker in the VFL when he got dropped. Josh Parker says, stand up for yourself, Purple, and hit back at these blokes. So that's fair enough too. And old Megan Brooks says, Googled vinegar stroke. Last night. After you said it last night.
Don't be doing that, man.
Gary. I'm just reading them as they come up.
There's some stuff you roll with about 9
I'm just
at night.
Hey,
Other stuff when kids are in the car we don't go with.
You went with it.
That's late at night gear,
well,
Gary.
Megan wants to know. She didn't know it was.
Look at, Rosie appears to have a reasonable idea.
Rosie's very happy with it. Too happy for my liking.
I agree. Spending too much time with Mick Malloy, I think, Rosie. Yeah. Then we're back here for the call of North Melbourne Gold Coast from Etihad Stadium. Gaz is going to be tearing that to shreds with Damo, Dennis Cometti, I think Big Spud Regis. Schwatter's going to be wandering in there. Howie down on the boundary. So very nice line up there. The Chew Man got his own show called The Crunch. And then, of course, tonight, Melbourne, St Kilda at the MCG. So a real comprehensive Saturday, Spud.
Fantastic. What are your duties tonight, JB? Is the Presidente?
No, very, very quiet.
Speech?
No, yeah, but only in a very small room.
What
where
are you going down? What sort of stuff?
Is it lectern style?
No. We welcome the opposition team and their board members and key sponsors into a very small room where we have a friendly drink and a chat, say hello, and then let them go sit and watch.
Big crowd?
Oh, it'll be a huge crowd.
Give us your...
Make sure you get along, by the way. If you're a North Melbourne fan listening to this, get to the ground today. It'll be
Give us
sensational.
your first 15 seconds of your speech. Just reel it off.
Don't like to take too much of your time up, so I'm not. Just a real casual one, Spud. That's what it's going to be. Very casual. That's how we roll.
Hands in pocket
It's
stuff.
very nice because it's a different style. It's
Traffic around the Etihad, around just heavy?
It won't be yet, Gary. It will eventually be. Don't take the piss at your peril.
Eddie, thanks for joining us. Just the $10 million, is it a community centre that it's going toward with this new development there at Olympic Park?
Yes, the federal government money, the $10 million, is totally going towards the community development that we're going to have down at the Westpac Centre.
Eddie, obviously this is the site, as you mentioned, of the old Olympic Park athletics track. Now, you obviously are president of Collingwood. You also sit on the athletics board here in Melbourne. There's athletics people who are still disappointed that this decision was made, that you sit on both boards and that the greatest beneficiary out of the old athletics track leaving that precinct and going to Albert Park, the greatest beneficiary of that move was the Collingwood Footy Club. Can I just get your response
to that? No, so that's
that?
incorrect. That's totally incorrect because the greatest beneficiary of that was actually soccer and rugby league and rugby union, because you might be aware, Damien, that the state government asked for our training ground that we went down and built to be taken over to build Amy Park. As a result of that, Collingwood had to move its training facility down to Gosh's Paddock on Punt Road. And in our contract that we signed when we went down there, when no one wanted to know about the area, we had a stipulation that if ever at any stage our ground was taken away, that we would have to be compensated with another MCG-sized ground, no further than what that ground was.
But there are, as you know, athletics people who aren't happy that the old famous site...
sometimes you've got to break an egg to make an omelette, mate, but that's what we do.
But the new site is the old athletics home, though, so Collingwood has benefited from...
No, we've benefited. What we've done is we've actually been able to fulfil the contract we signed in the first place when we moved out of Victoria Park. So, yes, that's the situation. We've done that. That's what we do, mate. We work hard. We try to get as much as we can for everybody, and we were the last piece in the puzzle to actually get our contractual alignment.
How you going, Ed?
I'm going great.
How's the old puffer valve after Wednesday?
Well, mate, my head exploded, and my heart calmed down to about 150 about 10 minutes ago, to be honest, Gary. It was unbelievable, and obviously 4 days where today's announcement could have been completely different. It would have been a different press conference had we lost the last 2 in 4 days. Yeah. But we got up, and that's what a win in football absolves all sins.
Hey, Ed, just as we let you go, I think the music's about to start playing. In your time as host of the Footy Show, were you ever forced to forward rap sail off a 7-storey building?
I saw that the other night, mate. I felt like it was a 77-storey building when I became the CEO.
You had a couple of people pushing you.
Exactly. And there was no rope.
Oh, no. Hey, mate, great catching up with you, and
boys.
really
Have a good day.
great announcement today.
It was fantastic. Really exciting for everybody.
Well done. Eddie McGuire, the president of the Collingwood Footy Club. That is a $36 million.
That's unbelievable. And fully funded.
Taking the whole thing to a new level. Let's take a break because Jaeger O'Mara, I know you are a huge fan of this young man, Garry.
Oh, it's important, so is food.
I see.
You're in charge.
Well, have you got our enormously nosed producer?
You're in charge.
Well, get on with it. Get
What
on
about
with it.
Tommy?
Don't
Tommy
bugger
Williams.
all else.
Tommy Williams.
You can go down and get it for us.
Oh,
Was he trying,
Andrew Welsh style.
Do you want me to go, Danny?
Don Footy Franks.